Hi, we are the Shacks, and this is Blues Kitchen.
Fronted by Shannon and Matt Shrager, the Shacks are a dreamy psychedelic soul outfit that formed in Queens back in 2014. The band worked closely with Leon Michaels, the producer and founder of Big Crown Records. We sit down to discuss their debut LP, entitled Haze, and the band perform an ace cover of George Jones' The Race Is On. And while you're watching, subscribe to the channel for weekly episodes of The Blues Kitchen Presents. The Shacks, welcome to Blues Kitchen. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for asking. So, you're in town to play your first headline show this evening in London. You've just come from Ireland, is that right?
Yeah.
How have your shows been thus far on the tour?
Good. They were really fun. We played 3 shows in Ireland, in Limerick, Dublin, and Galway.
And last time you were over, you were with Krungbin, right?
Yeah, we were opening for them on their European tour. I
caught those guys the weekend. I thought it was an amazing show.
Yeah.
And you get on with those guys as well?
Yeah, we love them. They're awesome.
So in a short while, you're going to be doing a cover of The Race Is On by George Jones. But let's chat about your record first before we get to that. So we've been looking forward to this session because we're all a big fan of Haze. I think it's amazing.
Thank you.
But maybe you could tell us a little bit about making the record. I understand you're quite hands-on with the production side of things as well as Leon Michaels. Is that correct?
Yeah. It started off as a bit of a studio project where Shannon and I wrote some songs, and Leon had written some songs, and we were recording those in the studio, and then we started to play live a couple of months into it.
Was playing live never an intention to begin with then?
It was. It just took a little bit. Well, it took a while to figure out how to play it live because in the studio it was just us making tracks and Shannon singing on them. So we had to figure out how to arrange it for live. So we experimented with different instrumentation. First, there were 6 of us, saxophone, keyboard, drums, guitar, bass, and Shannon. Then eventually she played keyboards and sang. Then eventually she played bass and sang. So now we're a 4-piece. But yeah, we've been playing more and more live, and that's informed how we are as a band now.
And the record itself, I mean, when I listen, I kind of feel intoxicated by it. And a bit like we were saying about Krungbin actually earlier on, it's very difficult. I can't say, oh, you're a soul band, you're an indie band. I mean, at moments I'm hearing soul music, but then there's moments where the guitar comes in, it sounds like the Byrds or something as well. So what was playing on the stereo when you were in the studio?
We listened to a lot of stuff. I mean, we listened to country music, soul, we like modern rap, we like blues, we like everything. And I think that what you listen to obviously inspires you, even if you don't know it. At the time where we were making the album, I think we were listening to a lot of 5 Keys, which is like a super, really awesome doo-wop group from the 50s. They were really cool. I don't know. It's hard to say exactly what inspires what, but I think everything you listen to has kind of an effect on how you hear your own music.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a very unique sound, you know, and I'm sure you guys know that, but I can't, like I say, compare it really to anything. The Shacks are very much the Shacks sound. How much did Leon Michaels' involvement kind of help you craft the sound of the record, or it's very much your vision?
He helped us get off the ground a little bit by tying it in with his band, El Michaels Affair, and sort of giving us access to his nice studio in New York where we could work, because I had done a lot of home recording up to then, and we're sort of back to doing a lot of home recording now. But I think the Shack sound has a lot to do with the process, the way we record, just sort of the way we construct songs, which varies a lot, but there's always something in the approach that has a lot to do with how the song comes out. This record has a lot of sort of layering and overdubs and stuff. Moving forward, we have more live, like we're going to do today, singing and playing in the same room, or playing the instruments in the same room. So that has a lot to do with the sound. And then the way we play, it's licks that we learn from songs that we like.
So when you started to put this together live, was it a challenge? Because you hadn't really been thinking about putting it into a live situation. It was like, oh God, we've kind of got to relearn these songs for a different environment.
Yeah, I mean, I think some songs are hard to translate into live. Like some songs on the album we don't play live just because, I don't know, maybe there's slower songs, which isn't necessarily a bad thing for live, but we feel like people want to be like excited and you got to keep them engaged and stuff. So we've tried to kind of find a way to change our songs a little bit, or like gear them more towards a live audience to make them more exciting for when we play them live. But yeah, I think at first, because I sing kind of quietly, it was definitely hard to start playing live.
Go to battle with the drum kit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I've had many sound guys tell me that I sing quietly. I'm very aware of the fact.
Well, it's their job to get it right, isn't it? So
we know.
It's like, wow,
she
you
sings
sound
quietly.
really quiet.
Yeah, we know.
Yep, I know.
Well, turn me up.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like learning how to play with the right dynamics, but behind Shannon, like Ben, our drummer, my guitar playing and her bass playing, we worked a lot on playing like not super quiet because that's kind of boring, but in a way where we can hear her and then kind of turn it up when she's not singing or when they're louder parts. And also, people have recently been saying that our live show is surprising because it's very different from our recorded music. We have it sort of very high energy, and we try to get an element of showmanship in there.
That's really interesting. I can't wait to see your show tonight.
Yeah.
You're playing around the corner from my house,
Yeah.
so it's very convenient.
It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be really fun.
Let's rewind a little bit. Have you been in bands before this? Like, have you got any kind of embarrassing high school story bands or anything like that? Some smiles. Sounds like it could be,
I
yes.
mean, my dad had a studio. Well, he used to produce records. So when I was growing up, I would just always be like crawling around in his studios. So I may have some recordings from back then.
How old are we talking?
Like 2.
No way.
Singing Mary Had a Little Lamb.
That's amazing. The Shaq's B-side.
Yeah.
And what about yourself?
I did a lot with Ben, who's on drums in the band.
Oh, okay.
He and I, throughout high school, did a lot of recording in my basement, analog recording. And we formed all these quasi-bands from Craigslist. I would put up ads on Craigslist and find all these people around New Jersey where we grew up, sort of older guys who wanted to jam and would respond to my ads. Random guys, like guys with families who would come over after work, younger guys from college. We just formed these. We had like a 7-piece Afrobeat band.
Wow.
Like quasi-Afrobeat. So we would form all these different crazy bands from Craigslist.
Who's the weirdest person you met on Craigslist?
We were auditioning bass players. We were probably 14 or 15. And we had all these adult dudes like coming through my house and auditioning with us. And they were out there like, what? These are 14-year-old kids? And there was one guy, he was awesome. It was a bass audition. His name was Ralph Bass.
No.
And he was like an older soul dude. It's like a 5-string bass and a whole slap thing. He was great. Wasn't necessarily the same style. I don't know if he was ready.
5-string bass,
Yeah. Not sure he was ready to commit to a 14-year-old band. He was cool. There are a lot of characters there.
So your cover, George Jones' tune. It's been really interesting over the last few months of doing these sessions, various bands coming through. And a lot of people are picking country tunes at the moment. And you're going to do The Race Is On. Why have you picked that tune for the session today?
We like it a lot, and we've been playing it live in our show because I think it's good to have like a cover that you play because people. Well, I mean, I don't think that many people know this song.
It was a popular
some
song.
People, yeah.
hit.
I think, yeah, because people can say, "Oh, I know that song," yeah, you know.
Yeah. Well, when was the first time you heard that tune?
Probably on a.
I've got like this romantic idea of you guys being on the road, somewhere in middle America, just hearing that tune come on the radio. Or something
I
like
think it was probably on some kind of compilation CD, right? That we got from the record store.
Something like that. We started off with his 50s work a lot, and then it kind of moved forward. And this song's from the early 60s, or the mid 60s. So we kind of moved from his 50s stuff to his 60s stuff, and this was a big hit for him in the 60s. And it has a great guitar solo, which I'm going to try to play today. Tried to learn it note for note. Really cool guitar solo.
Ace. I reckon it's probably time if you could introduce your tune, if that's all right.
Yeah. This is The Race Is On by George Jones. I feel tears welling up, going deep inside like mine.